another beautiful day. Yeah. Hope your five senses work, health and strength is good. What? Look, I think I told you yesterday, I was watching BBC about 2 days ago, and they were talking about the pandemic in China, and they showed Shanghai, China. They were showing the ports, and they were showing how backed up the cargo ships are with cargo on it, how backed up they were, and how empty the docks were because of the pandemic. So, it's creating a bottleneck now, and chip shortage. It's gonna continue, and it's gonna start overseas, but it's gonna affect the United States too. Okay, and prices are gonna go up. Listen to this. It says here, chips will remain scarce for consoles and processors into 2024. Intel CEO predicts. This is on Games Radar. We'll leave a link in the description box. It says, you gotta spend chips to make chips, and we don't have many chips. It says here, the global chip and semiconductor shortage bottleneck everything from console to graphics card will continue into 2024. Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger predicted. At VGC spotted Gelsinger discuss the state of the processor market in a recent interview with CNBC. Ironically, Gelsinger reckons that because the chips shortage is now more prominent, limiting production of machines and tools necessary to manufacture more chips, the overall supply will continue to drag behind demands even as companies like Intel try to make more of things. That part of the reason that we believe the overall semiconductor shortage will now drift into 2024. From our earlier estimate in 2023, just because the shortages have now hit equipment and some of those factories ramp will be more challenged, Gelsinger said. Says here, it is easy to forget that these sorts of chips go into more than hobbyist electronics like new gen console graphics cards and CPU. Though markets have definitely left semiconductor shortage especially keenly, our increasing digital world runs on chips and money. It says here, and that includes chip factories ramping up chips production to meet increased demand. Might sounds like an obvious solution, but you need chips for that too. Which can further divide the already limited supply and hit the pricing and availability of other components with a knock-on effect. And says here, last paragraph, says here, Intel not the only company navigate these particular rapids, of course, nor is it's tied to new gen console market as closely as AMD, which provides the custom Zen 2 processor at the feet of the PS5 and Xbox Series X. But semiconductors are an industry-wide commodity, and as key chip manufacturer and market figure, Intel forecasts do hold plenty of weight. It also worth noting that Gelsinger revised his previous position that the chip shortage would only bleed into 2023, which seems to be largely pessimistic tone of industry in general right now. Look. Today's Monday, so about, I think Thursday or Friday, Thursday night or Friday night, I was up at about about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, still up. And I was just watching the news. And, I was watching BBC. And they were talking about the pandemic in China. And when they showed the port and how empty it was, meaning that there was no employees working, all you saw was rows and rows of cargo ship with cargo on it, just sitting at the port, and they're not moving because of the pandemic. And people have to get tested in China to even go back to work and stuff like that. And just imagine dealing with that, of people trying to going back to work, or may not go back to work because of the pandemic. So with that happening now, it's going to be a worldwide thing. It's not just China. It's going to hit every country, because every country in the world that's relying on electronics, they're going to have to just use the ones they have right now and weather the storm, because the pandemic is real. And it's it's gonna affect a lot of things, not just electronics, but other things, down the line. So right now it's about weathering the storm and enjoying the electronics you have now, and make the best of it, But this is going in. According to Intel, this is going into 2024. So it might even go into 2025. Because because you don't know how many levels. You don't know how many levels there are to the pandemic. If there's a level, after level 1, is there a level 2, level 3, level 4, or even a level 5? So yeah. Right now it's all about enjoying what you have right now, stop, don't worry about the things you don't have. Worry about the things you do got, and enjoy them. That's what it comes down to right now. Because this pandemic is very, very it's a serious thing, man, and it's a worldwide thing. So if it's affecting China, you best believe it's affecting other countries, and it's all we can do right now is follow the rules that they have out there and try to survive, But right now it's about enjoying what you have, and don't worry about the things you don't have, because the things that, if you worry about the things you don't have, that's a lot of stress on you that you don't want. So yeah, and when it comes to the PS4 and Xbox One now, smart delivery is gonna smart delivery is it's gonna go into another year. It's gonna have to go into 2025. The PS4, if you have a PS4 and Xbox One right now, smart delivery right now, it has to. The PS4 and Xbox One has to get smart delivery for year 2024, year 2023, 2024, and 2025. So whatever games that is coming out on the Series X and PS5, the developers are going to have to make it for the Xbox One and PS4. That's how it's going to be right now, and because based on, if you look at how the cargoes, if you look how the shipping containers are overseas and how they're just backed up, it's going to take some time to move all that freight. It's going to take some time to move all that cargo, all that freight, and it's going to take some time to even get people to come back to work, with the pandemic that we're dealing with. So Right now, the Xbox One and PS4 right now is getting extra life. They're getting life right now. So that the Xbox One and PS4 right now, the smart delivery now has to be extended to year 2025. It has to, you know, because there's this pandemic look like it's not going to slow down anytime soon. So yeah, it's all about now enjoying the electronics, that you have right now, and don't work and then make the best of it, and don't worry about the stuff that you ain't got. Yeah, that's what it takes right now. So yeah, the pandemic continues, people. It continues. But anyway, latest video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Or Star Trek. Peace.